Hey guys, we are down at Young's LDV in Geraldton. Big thanks to them because they are about to let me drive this. And this is the new LDV T60 Max Plus. Let's check it out. Starting off with the exterior, and we have that powerful front end with some black and some more black and even more black. And finally, the black rims. Now these bad boys are down to 18 inch from 19, and we're back to running the Giddies, which are decent tyres. We've also kept the 160 kilowatt, 500 newton meter, 4-cylinder, 2-litre diesel. Bit of a mouthful, and it is a bit of a weapon. Back to that front end, and that massive dominating grille, a really cool new look. Lights, a little more enclosed, and that new front bumper gives it a tougher, more off-road appeal. From the side, we've got the flares, we've got the sailplane, and we've got the roof rails. A little bit of black decal along the bottom of the doors. Pretty mint. Now to the back end, we've got another black bumper, lots of black on this one. We've got the same T60 Max plate across the back as the 2023 model. Of course, that enormous tub with the liner as standard. All right, let's check out the interior, and this really is the party piece for this new model. It is amazing in here. Let's start off in the back. The only new thing really is the 5-volt plug. Aside from that, slightly redesigned door trims, very nice indeed, and the new center console, the rear there. It's simplistic, air conditioning to the back. Up the front, electric heated seats, nothing too different with the window controls either. The massive multimedia display has changed the landscape on the dash compared to the previous models, and that center dominating console with its wireless charging is a thing of beauty. So you can see it here, there's plenty of new storage. It's also semi-modular, so you can move it around to have 1 cup, 2 cups. And it all closes up for security's sake too. One touch open and a nice little dump in at the front, really well thought out. Then we go to the steering wheel. We've got the usual suspects and cruise control, and then on the right hand side, we've got the phone controls, and what's this? Heated steering wheel. My gosh. A little bit different here to previous. Indicators on the left, you've got the gear selector on your right. Now let's check out this multimedia display. Big question answered here. It comes with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, which is fantastic for all those who are asking. Heated seat, especially for the driver, nice and easy to access. You've also got your standard radio, you don't need to know about that. And this funky little feature, which if you activate it, it'll actually wind up your windows, dial up the temperature, and turn on the seat heaters. So it's a little warm mode. It was really nice on a cold day. Got your aircon controls up the front, and again, really easy to turn that heated seat off. It previously was locked away in a funny menu. Some of the settings that you've got, I won't go through them all, but here's some of them. The main heater seat controls. You've also got your lights. Now this is the only way I could actually find to turn the lights on and off in the short time I had the car. Surely there's an easier way, but if not, it is kind of cool and a really good display there. We've also got the follow me home function, which I like to set at 90. Perhaps I should have set that back for the dealership. If you're watching, sorry, maybe check on that. And I also turn the horn off because no one wants to hear a honking car. Very common question there on how to turn the honking off. We've also got all of our safety assists, and this thing is loaded with lane keep assist, speed limit prompts, overspeed warning, and collision assistance. We've also got your driving modes, normal, eco, and sport. That's obviously going to be sport, and steering assist. That's really nice. It just sort of wakes up the steering. I'll put it back to normal for now though. You've also got your ESC control. That's going to be important if you do go off-road in your Max Plus. Now, if you do want me to do a full rundown on the infotainment system, let me know in the comments. Alright, music's off so you can kind of hear what it's like in the car. The first thing you're going to start hearing is this thing makes lots of nice little dongs. Previously it was sort of quite violent beeps if you were being naughty in it. Whilst there's some reflections, you can see what's going on the screens. The first thing you notice when driving the Plus versus previous models is that 5-link rear suspension with the coil setup. It's a much more refined and compliant ride than the previous models with the leaf springs. Another thing you'll notice on the screen is that the car's actually picking up parked cars and other vehicles because this has radar cruise control, unlike any of the other previous models. So that really brings the T60 up to the level of its competitors. With the adaptive cruise control, you'll notice that it moves up in increments of 5 kilometers per hour, and that's actually really useful for Australian speed zones. As you can see, I'm trying out just how easy it is. Obviously I'm turning the heated seat on and off. Must have been a cold day, but you can see just how easy it is to use that screen whilst you're driving. Look, I know it's a small touch, but you can actually see on the mini version of my Ute that, as I indicate, it actually indicates on the panel. I'm a child like that, I like things like that, but that's actually a really nice touch. A little bit more refinement than we're probably used to seeing with the LDV. From a standing start, it pulls up fine to 70 kilometers per hour, and like the models previous, it's got that 500 Newton meters, so I would imagine it does this towing as well. Now let's see if we can test out this lane keep assist. Now, I didn't actually mean to do this, I was just sort of drifting in the lane. And you can see the small corrections on the wheel. That's not me, that's the car doing that. It's not terribly intrusive, but it is going to keep you in lane, which is really cool. Again, to see this sort of thing in this type of vehicle really does mean that LDV is serious about being a player in this market. Okay, another feature that I'd like to try out is the signpost recognition and overspeed warning. So we'll just try it a little bit here. There we go, just driven past the speed sign, and you can see straight away I'm in trouble, it's flashing, and I'm back down under speed. This thing is going to be great for anyone who's driving around in Metro. We know the speed limits change a lot, and this is going to help you out. Alright, so time for some thoughts on the car. Straight away, huge improvement. Definitely worth the buy on this one. I'm going to skip straight to verdict apparently. And say if you're looking at a LDV T60, this is the model to buy. You might go the Pro if you wanted a little extra axle weight, but the GWM and GCM of both vehicles, the Pro and the Plus, are the same. The Lux is a little less. Perhaps the Plus has sort of superseded the Lux. It certainly has in my recommendations, as it does have extra axle weight. You get an extra 150 kilos on your GCM too. So something else worth mention is the 360-degree camera. So now that that huge multimedia display is in effect, 360 surround cameras are so much better, and they're going to make it easy if you're maneuvering around in a car park or tight spaces. And the elephant in the room with this one is the 5-link rear suspension setup. So I quite liked it. It drove a little differently, probably less skittish is the best way to say it. But overall, just a quieter and more compliant ride. One thing with the coils in the rear, it would give you better off-road ability, but there is a little bit more to get hung up on just underneath that axle line. Alright, so let's talk about the type of person who's going to buy this car. This one now has put itself in the bracket for, you know, those tradies who like something a little bit nicer in the interior, but still have the power and towing capacity. And, you know, some of those site supervisors who might carry around a box of screws. The other market I think it really plays into, finally, is the family Ute. So I use mine as a family Ute. I've got the 22 model, and it's fine, but my goodness, the level of interior upgrade in this one is fantastic for families. It's a really, really nice place to be. I worry a little bit about that wireless charging dock. I think if you are like me and you do go off-road, I think your phone's going to go flying, so consider putting it down one of the many storage spaces in the center console. But aside from that, this is the T60 to buy, guys. Don't consider any of the others. It's probably not the right thing to say if I was actually representing LDV, but facts are facts. It's a bloody nice car. Here's a point though. I'm not going to upgrade. I think if the driveline and the engine were different, I would consider upgrading from the 22. But that really swish interior, I mean, it is tempting. I'm not going to lie, it is tempting. But I think probably not far enough away from the performance that you feel in a 22-23 Max versus the new Plus. Now, if you've got anything that's pre-22 or pre-Max, so the old T60s, the 2.8, and you're considering it, just pull the trigger, make it happen. And that pretty much brings the review portion to a close. I'll just quickly talk to my normal subscribers and any new ones. We are about to hook up our caravan and tow 5,500 kilometres through to the centre of Australia on the Great Central Road. Then we're going to go down to the Great Australian Bight across the old air highway. We're going to punch out thousands of kilometres of off-road driving with the caravan and the T60. And right now, the weather is a little cold and a little wet, so this could be a really exciting ride. Expect to see some footage, and you can also see some of our photos of the trip on our socials. It's just Darcy Ricey Off-Road on Facebook or Instagram. And a final shout out to Young's Motors in Geraldton. The legends down there, they gave me the keys and they said, you know, have it for a day. I definitely didn't want to do that. I 100% would have taken it off-road, which I didn't do. Didn't even tap. Thank you very much to Young's. You can get this car down there right now. I believe they've still got stock, but head in and see the guys if you are interested, and I'm sure they'll give you a test drive. But that's it, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.